Hello, everybody. My name is Gavin I hope that you are well. I hope that you are safe wherever that you may be, together with your family during these difficult times. Now, if you're like me in South Africa, we have a lockdown. I hope that you're using this time to really do a lot of introspection, bonding with your family, as well as if you're working from home, like many of us, that you're working really hard, and as well as putting time to really work on your personal development. This could be, whether watching videos or reading. It doesn't matter what it is, but use this time to really, put effort into developing yourself. It could be career-wise, or it could be just from an individual point of view. Because I can tell you this, when we come out of this, it's not going to be business as usual. So you really need to make sure that you prepare yourself, in many ways, and you do have time to really to do that. And I also want to give a shout out to the people that are going to work on a daily basis as part of the essential services. I want to say thank you so much for all the efforts that you are putting in. We really salute you. We thank you for putting your life and the lives of your family on the line, in the name of saving. So we really thank you so much. And to the government around the world, we also want to thank you for all the measures and everything that you are doing to make sure that your people are safe, and that this coronavirus is really brought to its knees. Because I really believe that if we work together, we can really defeat this virus. So thank you so much to everybody. Now, today I wanted to talk about how to navigate financially through these difficult times that we find ourselves in. Because, as I said, it's not going to be business as usual. It's going to take some time for economies to recover. This might mean that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, companies are going to shut down, or companies are really going to struggle. And then it speaks to our personal finances, around the fact that a lot of people are going to take pay cuts, a lot of people are not going to get paid, a lot of people are going to be laid off. So during these times, what are the measures you can put in place, around your finances? So I want to talk about two important things that are really critical around this time. And one is liquidity, and the other one is value. So liquidity really talks about surviving. So having money to survive. So having cash to survive. So, on top of my list around the essential things that needs to be taken care of is one, it's shelter. This can be, whether you're renting a place or you're paying a bond, but making sure that for the next couple of months, that is taken care of, because we need shelter, we need a roof over our heads. And then the second one comes in at we need food. We need to eat on a daily basis. So you need to have money, to make sure that you have groceries, that your family, yourself can be able to eat on a daily basis. And the third one, because of the situation that we are under around the epidemic, the coronavirus, you need to be able to to take care of yourself when something happens. So that means that you need to be able to have access to medical services. This is if you have a medical aid, making sure that you continue to pay your medical aid for the next couple of months, or if need be, you have money that can be able, you can be able to go to doctors, you can be able to go to hospitals. Because one thing for sure, we can see that a lot of our public hospitals are under a lot of strain. So you might need to be able to consult a private doctor, and that obviously requires money. So you need to be able to have money to be able to make sure that all these three essentials are taken care of. And of course, there are lots more, depending on what are your needs. But you need to be able to make sure that you are surviving during these times. And when we talk about medical services as well, it's not just around the coronavirus, but it could be the fact that a lot of us are under stress. We don't know what the future holds for us. So this can trigger a lot of underlying conditions that we might have, and it might lead to a process where we actually need to go and seek medical help, and that will require money. Or our kids, during these times, they fall ill, we still need to make sure that we can be able to take them to seek medical help. All right, so I've covered those three things. And the other one under liquidity really speaks around debit orders. So this could be repayments that will be going out, end of the month or the next couple of months. So, there's also what I call debit order anxiety. So a lot of people are going through that. You don't know what's going to happen, whether you're going to get your full salary, what's going to happen to my vehicle finance installment, what's going to happen to my bond installment, what about the debt that I've taken, the loans that I have, how I'm going to pay all of that. And all I can say is that use this time to sit down with your finances, find out what are the things that are essential. Because what you don't want to do is that you don't want to commit all of the money into things that are not immediate right now and find yourself in trouble because now you took all the money and paid, for your car, and now you don't have food to eat, you don't have money for rent. That then becomes a problem. So another thing that is very critical at this point is that you speak to your bank, you speak to the financial institutions that have provided the finance, and make sure that you communicate in time, your issues. If you know that already, you can see that you're not going to get paid, communicate all of that to your financial institutions, to your banks, because a lot of them have come out in support, of their customers, to say they're going to put measures in place, things like payments, holidays that can be granted to people in case there is a need. So you need to be able to speak up, to communicate to your bank and to your financial institutions so that they can be able to help you. Don't wait until the last minute when all of a sudden you've missed two payments and now you want to go back to your bank or to the financial institutions and say you want a payment holiday. That's going to be difficult. Another thing that is also critical around this time is that go back to your agreements, to your credit agreement, and see if you don't have some sort of an insurance, because sometimes we're paying for this insurance and we don't know about, because when we take up these agreements, we're so excited to buy this car, we don't read the fine print. So this is the time where we go back and read the fine print, and you do have time. Most of us are locked down, so you can be able to sit down with your agreements and see what are the fine prints, what are the things, what are the stipulations around, natural disasters, what happens when I get retrenched, and all of that. So we can go back to our agreement and see what we need to be doing. Read up, because for example, you might go and negotiate a payment holiday only to find out that you have an insurance that can pay for you for a couple of months. And because remember that the payment holiday, these payment holidays, they come at the price. It's going to be interest that is capitalizing. So it's not as if you're not going to pay for all of this. You're going to pay for all of it, unless if, of course, maybe the financial institutions say they're not going to charge you interest during these times. That's another story. But make sure that you go back to your credit agreements before you really go and apply for things like a payment holidays. And that is why as well, reserves are also important. So when we come out of here, make sure that you are working towards having reserves, because when you have reserves, these times are not really too much of a stress, because you know that you are covered for a couple of months. If you lose your job, it can give you some time to look for another job, or if the company is not doing well, it can give you a couple of months for the company to pick up again, and then you start to get your full salary. So that's what I want to talk about around liquidity. So that is surviving. The other aspect is value. Now, it's one thing to survive. That is good. You need to be able to survive during these times, but you also need to go out there and get value. There are a lot of opportunities all of a sudden that have presented themselves. This time is not gonna come again anytime soon, where you find stock markets around the world being in the red, meaning that you can buy these stocks, shares that that used to be so expensive. All of a sudden you can buy them at reasonable prices. So this is the time to get in and make sure that you take advantage, so that when all of a sudden the rainy season comes again, you have planted that seed, and that seed can then be germinating into a beautiful flower. So this is the winter season. Winter season, that's where we start planting. You need to make sure that you go out there and seek for value. The nice thing about it is that we have access to social media, so we can be in touch with somebody in the USA, in Australia, throughout the world. We can be able to understand what are the value, what are the opportunities that have come out in those countries, and our country as well. The country that you're in, there's a lot of opportunities that are there. Companies are folding, but it doesn't mean that there's no need for services. There's need for services, so you can be able to buy into companies, scale them up, and make a handsome profit when the market picks up again or the economy picks up again. So don't sit now and just survive. Make sure that you also go out and take advantage of opportunities. Property, get into property. This is the time. You can use a lot of methods to make sure that you also, the risk is little, but you can be able to maximize the opportunity. And I'm not only talking about really investments from a monetary value point of view, but I'm also talking about investment personally. So this where I go back to personal development, using this time to spread the word around what you do. This is the perfect time to really brand yourself, because as you can see, a lot of the people that used to just market on a daily basis, they're not doing it anymore. So there's few people around your industry that are now marketing themselves, because a lot of them obviously they're facing difficulties. A lot of them say, what is the point? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But you keep on pushing. You make sure that during this time you are putting a word out there, and the best way to do it is to educate people around your industry, around your products, around your services. This is not really the time to really do hardcore selling. This is the time where you are educating. As a makeup artist, obviously you can't go out there and do makeup on people. It's locked down. But use this platform to maybe do videos where you teach people around makeup. What are the different types of foundations? What are the skills? What are the tricks around makeuping somebody, for what occasion? So that by the time that this is all over, because you've been feeding us all of this information on a daily basis, the first thing that people will want to talk to is you. They will want to talk to you, and a lot of them will really ditch their all times service provider, because all of a sudden you are the one that have been providing this information that they did not know. So you have to go deeper to educating your target audience or your prospective clients. And it does not matter whether it's business or career, because after this, when it comes to career, you want people to then come and headhunt you because they saw the value that you were really pushing out. And some of them can even headhunt you even now, but if you sit back and just post food every day, and it's all good, we're loving the pictures, but you do that, but also make sure that the big chunk of your time you are pushing content that you want people to consume, because you want to create a market for yourself. So I really hope that you're going to use this time to strengthen your value proposition, because I can tell you this, it's really going to be tough, and the toughest people are going to survive. The toughest brands that use this time to really build a value proposition that is strong enough and really educating their target market or their clients are really going to make sure that are really going to benefit at the end of it all. So I hope that you really find this valuable, what I've put in place, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best, you and your family, during these difficult times. Make sure that you wash your hands regularly. Make sure that you keep a good social distance when you're going out to getting essential services, and just be safe, and use this time to really bond with your family. So I hope that this will really help. And if you need to contact me, I'm available on my social media platforms. Please reach out and let's have discussions. If you have even better ideas, I'm here as well to really engage with you. And we need to be able to to empower one another. So may you have a super and incredible day ahead. This is Gavin Mkabela. I'm signing out. See you on the flip side.